Hi guys, PJ here, a little bit late to the party with Assassin's Creed Origins. I have a very good reason for not covering this game on the release week. Basically, as a lot of you will know, this game has been a little bit troublesome on PC. Not only does it have a de novo copy protection, it also has a Ubisoft copy protection looking after de novo. So what that's meant is a lot of stutters and in-game problems and very high CPU usage. So basically I was waiting to get delivery of a new Nvidia graphics card, which the game came free with. So rather than buy the game, I was waiting for the free version. Free version's turned up, so now I'll go through all the settings and options with you. I have encountered the stuttering myself, and it is a very interesting problem. We have no real way of knowing the impact of the two copy protection systems, but if it's struggling to keep a steady game, shall we say, on reasonable to high-end PC CPUs, but not on console CPUs, which are, let's face it, pathetic, there's something amiss. So without further ado, let's go straight into the options and settings and see what the game has to offer tweakability wise. So first of all, I'm just going to make the sound quiet because I can't hear myself think. There we go, that's better. Okay, nice music guys, but not when you're trying to look at everything. So looking at display, we have a screen calibration option at the top here. Now that is basically to adjust. Do we have controller support? Let's have a go with an Xbox controller, eh? Okay, we do, yeah. So we can span that out, there we go. What else have we got then? I was hoping calibration would probably have something a bit more to do with colour tones and stuff, but I guess it's just for the overall size there. Okay, we've got brightness, we've got, as always, full screen, windowed and borderless, and there we go. 21x9 native, that's what I'm running at the moment. Obviously if you're running a 1080p screen or whatever, you'll have all your adjustments there. I have plugged the game into a 4K HDR TV, and yes, it does go to 4K and displays HDR correctly. Looks very nice. It's just I prefer my ultrawide monitor, so I'm back on here. Resolution modifier, obviously if you pump this up, it's very GPU intensive. You can see my VRAM bar there going right up. We're on 3GB there, look, with it on 200%. So in effect you are super sampling. You are shifting a hell of a lot more pixels doing that, and on an ultra wide display you're also obviously displaying more pixels than a normal monitor. So if we go back to there we go, back to 100, leave it on 100. Refresh rate, obviously depending on your monitor there, 60 native, we've got 75 on this monitor as well. If you plug it in a TV, the 31 comes up as well, you've got 30 Hz there. VSync, you've got off, on and adaptive. Adaptive seems a bit quirky. I'll leave that one with you. See, try it yourself, see what you think to that one. So we've got field of view, it's set to 100. I believe the consoles run at 80, so we're already pushing beyond that. You go up to 115, as you can see, you can just quickly toggle it all the way up to 115. We'll leave it on 100. There we go. FPS limit, you've got off, so it runs at whatever your computer will run it at, whatever your graphics card is capable of. Also, like I say, though, it will depend on the CPU a lot. I do know of people with i7s or high-end Ryzen CPUs, and they're still getting trouble trying to run this game at 60 frames per second. The consoles run it at a ballpark 30 frames per second, and it's my firm belief this game is designed around 30 frames per second. Trying to get it to run at 60 frames per second is very, very difficult. If you want my opinion, I would max the graphics out so it looks fantastic and just run it at 30. Enjoy the game, because you'll be fighting a battle trying to get it to 60. A solid locked 60. It's just not that game. Maybe the copy protection is interfering, I don't know. So anyway, we've got 30, which is where I set it at. You got 45, 60, 90. There you go. There's all your options. Good luck if you want to get it to the 90. You're going to need one serious rig for that. So we've also got graphics. So we've got performance tools here. Now these are quite nice. Run the benchmark to see performance metrics. Okay, so we can benchmark this game right now. Now we are using the NVIDIA Shadow Play to record this, so obviously it has a very slight hit on performance. Let's have a look. Run benchmark. Go on then, let's do it. Let's see. While we're recording. Q. Call your mount. QE. Yes, we know. There we go. Very slick animations, I must admit. I've actually played a little bit of the game. I've got out of the first sort of tomb that you start in and gone to the first village area, and it does look very, very nice. Quite impressed. Still got some more tweaking to do to get it to run perfectly smooth, but yeah, it is very, very nice. Okay, I think benchmarking's done. No, I was going to say that would have been quick. Here we go. This is your benchmark that they do. Ubisoft provide, if you like. So what we got there, we're sort of 40-50 frames per second. Like I say, I've locked the actual game to excuse me, to 30 frames per second just to keep it smooth, because frame times are all over the place with this game. It is not a smooth experience trying to hit 60. Even if you knock the rares and the graphics right down, you're still not going to hit 60. It's not that causing the problem. It's the load on the CPU. Okay. So we're testing a lot here. VSync off, dynamic resolution off. How long does this take, we wonder? Obviously going to tweak things up. The floor's looking rather bland at the moment. This looks like quite a low setting that the game's running on. I certainly don't run it like this actually playing it. HUD mode. Okay, let's do HUD mode. Oh, right, okay. There we go. CPU. Why do I not believe that? We will run MSI Afterburner and basically see how that is comparing to their in-game one. If this game will allow it, because like I say, the copy protection does cause some issues. 100% on all 8 CPU cores. Okay. That's telling. It's also 100% on a friend of mine's i7. So make what you will of that. There's no way a PC CPU should be at 100% on a game that runs on a netbook console CPU. So there you go. So performance low there. It's obviously struggling on its CPU front. Don't get me wrong, my CPU is not the most modern or the best, but it should definitely do better than that. So let's flip back and look at all the graphics options that you've got. Okay, so this is the ultra high preset that we've got here, and we've also got very high. It's nice, there's a little picture there showing you the difference. High, medium, low, and very low. And you got a little VRAM indicator on the right hand side. So the in-game tools are actually very, very good. You're meant to be able to run this on a 2GB card. If you've got a 2GB card, then you've probably got, you know, maybe an older processor, so I don't think this is going to run too good, to be honest with you. If we pop this on custom a minute, have we got a custom? No, we have to. Okay, dynamic resolution is basically off. 30 frames per second, 45, 60. Yeah, like I say, I'm going to lock this to 30. I have tried it, it does go all over the place. So anti-aliasing, we're on adaptive. There is high, medium, low, and off. Obviously you're going to get some severe jaggies if you're running it on off, so at least have it on low, you know, if you can, sort of thing. Shadows, definition of them, ultra high, as you can see there. Very high, not much difference, slightly softer. High, again, not too bad either, to be honest with you. Medium, a little bit blurry now, as you can see. Low, and very low. So not too bad. Okay, so shadows can be quite taxing on your GPU. You might want to drop that down a peg or two. Or taxing in this case on the CPU even, because crikey, it looks like it's doing enough draw calls. Right, so environment details, we've got ultra high here, and there you go, very high. You do lose quite a bit there. Look, if you look at the trees in the background near the wall, Yeah, it fleshes it out nicely. So if we go to very high, high, medium, low, and very low. And then we've got texture detail. Now there's high, there's medium. Not too much in it on those two, so you could probably bump that down without noticing it drastically in game. Low, yeah, big hit. Very low, very blurry. So medium and high, yeah, you could probably get away with that, you know. Okay, what else have we got? Tessellation. We've got very high here, and we've got high, medium, and do we have a low? We had an off. I didn't see low. No, just off and medium. Okay. Terrain, high and low. Yep, bit in that, and you can see that. Clutter. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Clutter. It's actually showing you grass. We've got a grass gate going on here. So very high, high, distant grass. Yeah, distant tufts of grass. Very high, high, medium, low. Very low, no grass, it's been cut. So you can probably get away with high again, like I say, you know, if you're worrying about performance. Keep it under 3 gigabytes VRAM maybe, you know, that's useful. There's a lot of graphics cards that are 3 gigabytes. What else have we got? Fog. Okay, we've got very high, high, and medium. Yeah, very high's got like a separate layer to it, hasn't it? So yeah, okay. But that's quite a taxing one. Water, very high, high, medium, low. I mean, to be fair, you'd need to see that in motion, wouldn't you, really, to actually notice how good or bad it is, as it were. Screen space reflections, quite a taxing one again. We're on very high. I know this has a big impact. I've already been trying around with this, so that's high. Medium loses most of it. It loses all the definition, so that's bad. And then off, clearly, just loses it all. So there we go. Volumetric clouds on and off. Ba-bum. Quite taxing, but it does look nice. It is taxing though, so I'll leave that one with you. Texture detail. Now we're on high here, and we've got medium. Not too bad. Not too bad at all, a medium. Low, passable, yeah. And then very low, you do lose. I mean, if you look at his belt detail, yeah, you're sort of noticing it flesh out there a bit. So yeah, try and avoid the low, medium or above maybe. Character. Now you do spend a lot of time obviously with the character in main view, so I'll try and keep this one as high as possible. So there's ultra high, very high, high, medium, and low. Okay, and what we've got, ambient occlusion here, we're on very high, high, and off. High looked okay to me. Probably save yourself a little bit there on the GPU. Depth of field on or off. Simple enough, isn't it? Okay, so we can apply that. Yes, you probably have to restart the game though to do that. That's the only problem. One annoying thing I've noticed when you restart the game for these changes, if like now for example I've turned the music off, when you reload the game it puts the music back on for you, so you've got to tweak around with it again. But anyway, there's all the settings roughly set, and we've got gameplay. These are the options for gameplay. You've got HUD, show all, light, minimal, and disabled. Obviously good for screenshots, disabled. Flight damage, flight, oh god, fight damage, should I say, we've got on and off. Blood effects on and off. Aim assist, we've got partial, full, or off. So you can take your pick there. Photo mode on and off. It's quite a nice looking game, so if you're one of those people that likes to take photographs, I certainly am. You know, it's a nice option. Sound, you got your music volume there, your sound effects volume. Dialogue boost, quite handy because sometimes you know the music, like I say, is in the background noise, all the chatter of the people. So sometimes you might want to pump that up, you know, sort of 10-15 just to hear it a bit better. Audio dynamic range, we have full, medium, and night. Music frequency, normal, low. Is there a high? I think there is. Yeah, there you go. No option for surround sound though or anything. So pretty basic. Language, as you can imagine, you have all your language options. I will not change those because I do not know other languages. Controls, obviously Xbox controller, no problem, plays nice with that, to be honest. Keyboard, mouse, obviously. Okay, what we got here? I'll just slow it down a bit. You can always pause the video to look at the configuration options on this. You can device auto switch is nice. You know, literally you just pick the controller up or put it down and use mouse keyboard. It just seamlessly switches between them. Got your eye tracking there as well. So quite a few options. And there we go. Back to your main menu. So let's have a look how it plays. Now I've got this installed on a 7200 hard drive. I'm sort of thinking I should have installed it on an SSD because I'm fairly sure it's streaming assets in as we're sort of riding along on the camel. So let's have a look. Okay, so I got a bit of a pause there straight away when I hit record, so it's obviously tasking it. If you look at my CPU usage, the independent version here, the MSI version, it is nearly maxed out and I'm not even moving. Okay, the settings are pretty high, but obviously the graphics card should handle that no problem at all. Graphics card, in fact, no, not taxed at all. It's the CPU that's taxed. So, you know, it is something going on with this game that shouldn't be going on. And I think they should take out whatever this copy protection is that is disabling the CPU so much. If we switch back over to the in-game one, and we can go between the two, there we go. You know, they are reading correctly. I haven't got full VSync on, it's on adaptive. Don't like it.
Take care you faithfully follow his beneficent commands.
Nice looking game, but like I say, running it, you know, pretty much any CPU, you are going to struggle with this game. So lock it down to 30, which is what I'll be doing shortly. Tweak your settings and just enjoy the game for what it is, because the game itself is looking really good. It's actually reviewed well. I've enjoyed the bit that I've played on it so far. I like the graphics of it and the appeal of it. We have gone 2 years without an Assassin's Creed game, so it's certainly worth a playthrough. You're just going to have to tweak it to your own system extensively. Now, with that, all I wanted to show you really was the the options and the settings available in the game for tweakability. You can see that it has really high CPU demand in use. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.